Welcome back. It's time now to talk about some numbers. We have Dipan Mehta, Director at Elixir Equities, who's joining in. Dipan, hi, good morning. It's promises to be a big bang opening this morning, but I wanted your thoughts on individual stocks. What do you do with a name like Zomato now? Because, you know, the operational metrics are improving. A lot of these platform companies are now talking about a path to profitability. Do you like either Zomato or any of the other names in this space?
Sonia, good morning and thank you for having me on your show. Maybe finally we can say that अच्छे दिन आ गए हैं, especially for the stock markets and Indian investors with markets trading at all-time high and very good interest coming through in mid-cap stocks as well. About Zomato and some of the new age digital companies, I think we remain quite optimistic and positive. It's just that the time horizon has to be a little longer. You need them to be around, holding period has to be at least around 3 to 5 years from today as well, because these companies are still evolving their business model. They're trying to go towards profitability. And as and when they reach those destinations and goals, I think markets will reward them. There's no denying the fact that these are outstanding businesses. It's just that valuation is a bit of a mystery and confusing how to, value them. But by and large, there's no doubt that the long-term growth prospects are excellent. I thought Zomato numbers were very good. As for Nykaa, as well as PB Fintech, the common thread, of course, is the road to profitability. And as and when that takes place, you'll see a higher and higher valuation for these companies.
Hi, Dipan. Morning. The auto space has been buzzing around, and Sonia just told us about two companies that came out with good numbers, relatively good numbers, and they've increased their market share as well. Eicher Motors as well as Ashok Leyland, both from different segments. Are you bullish on any of these two?
Absolutely. I think within the auto space, you have to largely be in the four-wheeler space. And only two-wheeler company that's worth mentioning is Eicher Motors because it has a differentiated product business and great export opportunity, and it's an aspirational brand. And that's what differentiates it from Bajaj Auto or Hero MotoCorp or TVS, which are going to be disrupted increasingly by EVs, especially EV scooters. On the four-wheeler side, the threat of disruption is a little less, at least in India. And we are seeing excellent numbers coming through from the likes of Maruti and M&M. And of course, within commercial vehicle space, Ashok Leyland also came out with a very good set of numbers. Valuations are reasonable. And after, I think, multi-year downtrend within the industry, we are seeing a reasonably good uptick in volumes and margins. I think this trend is sustainable for the next 2-3 years or so. So I would reckon that most auto companies are going to be great performers going forward. There could be a few exceptions, maybe like a Tata Motors or so. But by and large, this is a sector to be invested in.
Dipan, hi. Good morning. We had, just to go back to the market point, you said, Achhe Din, maybe, Diwali back with the big rally in overnight markets, and hopefully that is correct. Although we had Jahangir Aziz and Arvind Sanger this morning saying, well, maybe let's take it one day at a time and not too soon. In any case, two names, Dipan, Piramal Enterprises and Piramal Pharma, right? Both are, Piramal Enterprises sold off massively after the results. Numbers were disappointment. And Piramal Pharma, of course, has lost quite a bit since listing separately. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think both companies, as a measure of disclosure, we are invested in, and a bit of a disappointment, especially the way the NPAs are ballooning. You always thought that they were over and done with the provisioning, but then some more has come through. And maybe this is the last major round of unusual provisioning which will take place as far as the financing business is concerned. And as and when we would see the retail business starting to scale up, some of the threats would reduce for Piramal. And at the same time, we would see higher net interest margins. But let's just wait and see how the actual business evolves. Pharma, I haven't really got a handle as to why the loss has come through. And on the whole, it's a great business. Very steady cash flows over there, good expansion plans, and really a strong point for the group as a whole. So a bit surprised over there. But these are, I think, great businesses. If you remain invested in them for next 2-3 years, they should turn around pretty well and start to perform well. The time to sell is gone, considering the kind of correction which we have seen in these companies. And maybe you could, if you can look at a 4-5% type of a downside from here, then the upsides could be pretty decent 2-3 years down the line.
So look beyond the very near term, good solid franchises with good pedigree. Well, Mitesh Thakkar and Shrikant Chauhan are joining us now for some technical trading ideas as well. Deepan stays on. Mitesh, what would you do? I mean, we get a gap up, about a 150, 200 point gap up. Chase it or wait for intraday dips?